Hey, how you doing today? I'm coming to you on a subject that might be controversial, but just bear with me. Bear with me while I try to articulate what I'm trying to say. And the topic today is black folks will never be able to benefit from a system they don't understand. Black folks will never be able to benefit from a system that they don't understand. Why I say this? Because we have lack of unity and understanding. We have lack of knowledge on how to understand the system. The system, see what happens with black community, and I'm a black man. I love my people. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's no cooning. This is some things that this thought process that I'm bringing to the airwaves. Just bear with me. Black folks don't know how to stick together to create a system or create a way to roll within a system. I'm going to give you some instance. Black Lives Matter. You see a protesting in the streets. You see violence. Now, not all of them violence. They have been numerous peaceful protesting, but the expression of our people. We live off the emotions, the expressions, but we don't use our mind. See, other folks use their mind. We use our emotions. Emotions will never get a legislation passed through the Senate or a law written, but the mind will. See, the system is all about mind. It's about how to utilize the unified mind to bring whatever you need to the table and fruition. And what I'm saying is this. Black Lives Matter. Just think about it. Understand the cause. But look at all the expressions, the anger. See, that didn't move the pen. That didn't move Barack Obama to write a legislation. But the other folks, when the killings start happening to the cops, the people that came to the table to protest their senators, their Congress, and write letters and boycott certain things that will hurt the positions and office positions of the political people. That moved the pen. The money moved the pen. The support of the money moved the pen. Corporations move the pens because corporations are the lobbyists. See, black folks got to become lobbyists. We have to be a benefactor. Look at the LGBT community. They came together and they used their minds and their money. And see, black folks, they have there's opportunities on the table. Black folks don't know how to come together to maximize off that. When a black filmmaker make a movie, black folks really don't really actually go and support the filmmaker so he can hit the certain numbers that he need to hire more black actors and black cast and crew. I'm sorry. So what's happening is when we learn to get behind each other and use the mind, that's when we start seeing things happen. See, what other folks like the white folks, white brothers and sisters, and our Mexican brothers and sisters, and our Arab brothers and sisters, what they know how to do is unify for effort. They unify for effort. And what I'm saying is this. White folks don't use their anger in public. They don't use their expression. You won't even know what they're thinking. But what they're thinking is how they're going to come together as a committee to get some laws passed. See, one thing I do, and I'm not a big Barack Obama fan because I felt like he left us stranded. But I'm not going to be emotionalized by that. I understand how the system works. And I understand what he had to do in his position to benefit from the system. See, that's what Oprah doing. That's what Will Smith doing. That's what Denzel Washington. At least Denzel Washington coming back to the community, trying to give the black community understanding. You got to listen to the brother. He's trying to build the minds of the black community, especially just in general, to understand how the system works so you can understand how to benefit from it. See, they can't put their lives on the line because they got families, and they got to the point where they try to help black people out so much to the point they got and a lot of us do this. We get kind of frustrated and say, you know what? I mean, I'm trying to come together, try to make this thing work, but y'all don't even trust each other. And by you don't not knowing how to trust each other, why should I put my life and my future of my children on the line trying to help some people that don't want to be helped? Everybody want to be in the black community, want to be a leader, which we are. We got lions. We got lioness, a lion's heart, a lion ability, but we got to learn how to serve for a cause together. And see, what happened is, why would Oprah, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry come together to create a distribution system, put millions and millions of dollars in that system to provide for people that don't know how to benefit or get behind what's put together? So what they do is lose money. Why I say this? Because it's evidently, we have 21, we had 31, but now we got 21 black banks. How many black folks and everybody is watching me, that that you could count on your hands? How many that you could count on even one hand? Now, some of y'all might be able to do this, but out of 100 people that's looking at this right now, or 1,000 people that's looking at this right now, how many can you count on one hand that you can name? And I'm talking to the black community, that had actually opened up a bank account. Have you looked into it? Have you went to One United? Have you went to First Independence? You see, how many do you know open up a blanket bank account to put your funds behind a black banking system? How can these black banks even give small business loans if they don't have enough financial reserve to actually put out loans? They have to still work in the system to keep their banks open. When we learn how to do certain stuff like this, when we learn how, and one thing I'll go back to what I was saying about what I like about Barack Obama, what he said on his farewell speech, and this is one of the biggest things that I like. Everything else, I just like, okay, but he was a president. I voted for him the first time because I wanted to see a black man succeed as a president. The second time, I didn't because I didn't like the policies. But that's no here or there. I'm just going to tell you that it's all about the policies and what's going to work for the good of the people of a country to be unified. See, that's what I care about. But back to what I was saying. One thing I did like that he said is we got to learn how to pick up a pen and a clipboard and get out there and get some signatures and then run for office. See, you have to get into a position to run for your local community, your state community, community, or the national community. You have to run for office. You have to become a police officer. You have to become a judge. You have to put yourself in a position of power to bring balance, so people of your black community, your own community, can benefit from the system. But if nobody is put out there to help the people in your regions and get people mind and educated and even skillful enough to be a part of the system, you will never benefit from it. I know a lot of Hollywood fans. I got a lot of Hollywood celebrity friends. I have a lot of Hollywood power players. And these people have a white staff. They have a multicultural, but majority of a white staff. Not saying that's bad. But the reason why they couldn't hire their own is because their own wasn't ready to walk in the system of their business, to perform this perform a top stellar performance in their company. So they would not put because they built something. They took a lot of money and a lot of schooling or a lot of years of struggling to get their company up. They don't want nobody to come and tear it down because our people are not ready to receive. People got to learn how to be on time. They got to learn how to answer their phones. They got to learn how to communicate without emotions. You got to learn how to take corrective criticism. And when you get to the understand that little important things, it's not what somebody said to you. It's not what somebody done to you. It's how you respond that makes the difference. See, when we do that and we stop talking about each other, backbiting on each other, but we lock arms with each other, come to the table with meetings of the minds of each other on how to create a corporate system to benefit the community of not only your people, but being able to be a job creator. How can you do that? You don't necessarily have to employ your people, but you got to create a system together with your people to provide services to the public. And when you provide service to the public, it can empower you enough to create more business systems that you can hire more people, and then you could turn around and be an investor to invest in your community. Or be able to be a big charity giver in your community. You got to understand how the system rolls. But if you don't understand how to roll with a system, you will never be able to benefit from it. You will never be able to get cops convicted if you don't understand how to roll in a system that convicts the cops on the behalf of injustice. You have to learn how to make sure, learn how to come together to create a system and present it to your local government, like your local city councils, your local mayor, or your local state representative, or your local senator, or your local Congress, because those people are voted in office and work for you. Until they're scared of you, they would never put a bill on the table that will benefit you, because you are not making the noise that put them in threat. You going on the streets, protesting, tearing up stuff. Now, I'm not saying everybody tearing up stuff, but out of a lot of those protesters, there have been some stores crashed, windows busted open, some stuff had got burnt. Not saying that not all of them was peaceful protesting, a lot of it was, but what law was been written for Black Lives Matter? Just ask yourself that. Have any law, have Barack Obama penned any executive order on the behalf of Black Lives Matter after all y'all been through, after all y'all protested and blocking freeways and all that, after all your emotional expression? Did Barack Obama put any law in place to prevent or make it harder for the system of justice to get away with murdering unarmed black people? Until you understand how the system works, you will never be able to benefit from it. And the reason why we haven't benefited from it is because what the other people do is look at what we do in our own community. If our own community is shambles, if we haven't protested against the violence of our own community and came together to help out the local police, the local mayor, and have groups and make sure you clean your neighborhoods and do your landscaping and keep up your stuff and be neat when it comes to business and professional when it comes to business, and get on TV and act like a business person instead of a wild animal with anger, you will never be able to benefit from the system that's put in place, because they fear angry people. They don't want angry people to mess up their system. We have to learn how to invent, then vent. We can't be venting all the time. We got to be inventing. So we have to invent opportunities, invent ways by using our mind. That's all I want to say today. I hope y'all get an understanding. This is no hit to my people in the black community. It's just something to think about. This is Willow. I'll be giving more nuggets and more YouTube videos in days to come. Be on the lookout.